can you share your when have you been started your English speaking?
Well, it's been 3.5 years I've been speaking. So 3.5 years back, I started my journey of learning this language. I did my schooling from intermediate school, so in my initial stage, I couldn't speak a single word in English. I couldn't frame a single sentence in English. In fact, I wasn't able to introduce myself in English because I started from scratches, from zero. So then I started using some applications, and one of that applications were so useful for me. And I started talking with different native speakers from around the world. From there, I started learning this language. And yes, it's been 3.5 years I'm speaking, and I'm trying to guiding and assisting so many students as well who are looking for the advancement in the same language.
So good afternoon.
Very good afternoon, Suman ma'am. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm pretty well. What about you?
Well, Fitas Fidel doing fantabulous and stupendous from my side by the grace of Almighty God. Thanks for your kind concern.
Okay. So as we are meeting first time, so please introduce yourself so that we know each other very well.
Sure, why not? I would be more than happy to introduce myself. Well, my name is Shiv and I'm born and brought up in India, and my native place is Uttarakhand. By profession, I'm a central government employee. As far as my academic qualification concerned, I'm done with my Master in English, Master in Commerce, and this year I'm pursuing my Master in Economics. This is my final year. In addition to this, I do teach English to beginners and intermediate speakers through different online applications, and I do have my own YouTube channel by the name of English with Teacher Shiv. So that's all from my side.
Okay, good to know about you. So yeah, let me tell you introduce. Uh, my name is Suman and I am from Delhi. If I talk about my qualification, I have done graduation, and apart from that, I have done NTT diploma. And now, currently, I am pursuing masters from English literature. And I started my YouTube channel this month, and I want to enhance my communication. So that's why. Yeah. So this is all
Wow,
about.
that's really great. Delighted to hear about your introduction.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
So I would like to know, are you government teacher, right?
I'm not working as a teacher. When I said like I'm a central government employee, I'm working as a clerk in forest department. But learning English is my passion, and teaching English is only for my own improvement because I'm not a professional English trainer as like others because I haven't done any course like that. But I have been speaking English for the last 3.5 years, and I've been guiding and assisting so many students and aspirants around the world. So on that basis, I do teach on different online platforms by creating my own panel and sessions.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So how long have you been teaching?
Well, I've been teaching for the last 3.5 years.
Could you please repeat?
2.5 years.
Okay, that's great. So, do you teach online?
Yes, sir. I do teach through online applications.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, yeah. So, do you teach also offline?
No, I don't because being a government employee, it's really sophisticated for me to find time in order to teach students through online or sorry, offline
Mm,
medium.
okay. So, can you share your when have you been started your English speaking?
Well, it's been 3.5 years I've been speaking. So 3.5 years back, I started my journey of learning this language. I did my schooling from intermediate school, so In my initial stage, I couldn't speak a single word in English. I couldn't frame a single sentence in English. In fact, I wasn't able to introduce myself in English because I started from scratches, from zero. So then I started using some applications, and one of that applications were so useful for me. And I started talking with different native speakers from around the world. From there, I started learning this language. And yes, it's been 3.5 years I'm speaking, and I'm trying to guiding and assisting so many students as well who are looking for the advancement in the same language.
Okay. So could you share your which application do you practice initially day?
In my initial days, I started learning from Open Talk. That was the application from where I started, and later on, I started using different application in order to hone my communication to the proficient level.
Okay. So in Open Talk, sorry, on Talk application, we can interact with the foreigner also.
Now, there you'd not get chance to interact with foreigners. For that, you need to install some other application where you can have a great collaboration with foreigners.
Okay. So that one is also free of cost, or they get charged.
Initially, that was free of cost. There you can create your own talent and everything, but these days that application became paid application. So
Yeah.
now, if you want to create your own session, you want to talk with different co-learners, or you want to talk with trainers, you have to take paid subscription of that application. Then all it is possible. Otherwise, not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. If you have any queries, we can ask.
Well, I don't have any query, but yes, I do have some questions for you. I want to know about your English journey. Like, when did you start? How did you start? And what made you to open on your own YouTube channel? And what exactly you are looking for?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I learned English. I have been started my learning English from November, and before that, I never tried to speak English. But from November, I have consistency, and yeah. So I created my channel because of to enhance my communication. That's why I created my channel. And yeah, that's all about me. When I start my English speaking, so that time I was also not able to speak even single sentences. Just I know how are you, where are you. Just I know like sentences, but I don't know much about. I can't, initially stage I can't face the people, but yeah, now I can say I can face people.
Okay, that's really interesting, and I'm glad to know that you have taken your first step in order to master this language. Moreover, I do have another question for you. What do you think opening an YouTube channel can help a beginner in a tremendous way to speak English? Do you agree with this or not? If yes, so how an YouTube channel can help you in order to improve your spoken English?
Okay. So listen, it is not totally true if we have a, as like if we don't have like a, because we are a Indian, so English is not our native language. So this is not totally true. If we don't have a like a grammar rule clear, or we can open the YouTube channel. So we can't success as soon as we want to success. But if we have like if you're clear grammar structures and some like preposition, and there are so many parts, so you can like on this platform you can learn, you can interact so many people, so you can enhance.
Okay, that's interesting because in my case, I started my own YouTube channel just because of the application which I've been using in order to work on my spoken English at the same time teaching my students. They have requested, sir, being a central government employee, you are not regular. towards your sessions and table, then we are not able to learn it. Sometimes when you are creating a table, we are not able to join here. So why don't you open your own YouTube channel and provide all the stuff that you have been teaching over here on this session? I said, okay, fine. Just because of them, I started my own YouTube channel. But when it comes to improvement, so I have followed some other steps in order to shape my spoken English, in order to polish my communication. So that's what made me to ask this question to you, that is opening a YouTube channel can really help a learner to learn this language or not? Okay, that's really fine if it is working for you. And yes, to some extent, I also agree with it that if you open your own YouTube channel, so you have to face camera. And before coming in front of camera, you have to prepare yourself, and that preparation required a very deep study, a deep research about the content which you are about to give to your audience or your viewers. So yeah, that's totally true.
Yeah, you are right. And as you asked me, if is it really help if you open the like if you start if you create your YouTube channel? So you know that if we create YouTube channel, so that time we thought we have to upload something if we have channel. So we are consistency, and you know if we get subscriber likes, good comments, so we can buy this kind of activity. We can buy. We can motivate. Yeah, we have to do. If you know before started my channel, I am not. Uh, I was not consistency. Uh, I was not too much attentive to speaking, but when from I started my channel, so I always thought I have to upload something. I have to do something new for my audience. This is the pressure for me. So that's why I'm consistency from when from I started my channel.
That's true. In fact, many of learners ask me like how I can improve my spoken English. So I've been suggesting the same tips and like that. These days, opening YouTube channel is in trend, like blogs and any educational content you can provide. But at the same time, you have to educate yourself in order to provide that stuff to your viewers and audience, right? So that's a good opportunity. And second one, I've seen like we all are Indians, and English is not our native language. So while learning this language, if we are making any mistake and we are stucking and stammering at any point, we should not feel ashamed about it. Secondly, we should not expect the same level of perfectionism from our side as native speakers have in this language, because we are not born with this language. We are learning just because of different reason. You have your own reason. I have my own reason to master this language. And third thing that I would say, like we need to enhance our vocabulary. The more we have vocabs in the mind, the better we can express ourselves, our emotions, thoughts, and ideas. So at least we should learn at least one or two vocabulary every single day and incorporate the same in our spoken English. Then many people are literally obsessed with grammar rules. I don't know, you also said preposition, conjunctions, and all this stuff, but I don't even know the definition of all these words, honestly speaking. I haven't learned grammar in my entire life because I took English as a language, not subject. So if you drop a word here, and if you ask me, what is this? I couldn't tell you that is it noun, verb, adjective, or no, honestly. So from my point of view, we should not obsess with grammar rule in our initial stage. Rather, we should focus on our fluent confidence. Once we
Yeah,
reach on
you are
that level
right.
where we can
You are
speak
right.
English
You are
without
right.
hesitation and
You know.
shyness, then we can go
Mhm,
for that. Yeah.
mhm. You are right. You know, initially stage, I think grammar is most important. You know, it will, as I am a beginner, so I don't know now how to start, how to put the question in front of person. I don't know how to put the we should use do or does. We should use shall or can. If we don't know grammar, so how can analyze in initial stage? What should I use?
I don't know, man. Honestly, no offense, no controversy. I don't want to be diplomatic, but honestly, you have your own journey, your own pattern in order to acquire language. And I have
Yeah.
my own, honestly. If you ask me any grammar rule, I don't know a single rule. but I'm speaking. And
So,
I'm not
as
only,
you told me, I am a teacher, right? And
yes,
you teach for 2
I
years,
don't
I
teach
think. So, I'm
grammar. I don't
okay. So,
teach
what do you
grammar.
teach? What do you teach?
I
As
directly
like a
teach to
beginner
beginners
student, or how?
how they can speak, how they can communicate. I do teach
Mhm.
how they can improve their pronunciation, how they can acquire some advanced sentence formation, some advanced English expression, vocabularies, idioms, how they can overcome with their hesitation and shyness, how they can keep motivated themselves in order to being consistent toward this language, how they can improvise their voice modulation and intonation, how they can connect themselves with a stranger, no matter whether he is a boy or she is a girl. I teach them how you can improve your reading and how can you crack some different IELTS exam or in job interview, all this stuff. But honestly speaking, I haven't teach grammar in my entire life to any of my students. And I have seen there are many people who have great knowledge of grammar. You would ask them, they can open complete book of grammar, honestly, right? But observe them very deeply and carefully. Just give a topic to them and ask them to speak about the topic. Now look at them, what they will do. I'm not like posing that grammar is not important. It is important, but it has some other aspect. But when it comes to spoken English or communication, I would do suggest people that don't even bother about your grammar rules. Don't even think when I'm speaking English, am I making sense or not? Am I speaking correct or not? All right. First, just cultivate a confidence that you can talk in English with anyone, no matter whether he is from India, United States, Canada, or any other country. The moment you reach on that level, then of course you can go for accuracy, which means grammar. Because grammar is something that you would learn by the time subconsciously. Only you need to speak a lot. For example, if
Absolutely.
in front of you, I will say, my is named Shiv. Is it right? My is
Yeah.
named Shiv. Is it right sentence?
Sorry, could you please repeat?
My is named Shiv. Is it a
No,
right
no, no, this is
sentence?
wrong. This is wrong.
Okay, so correct the sentence, please.
You were saying my is name, right? You were
Yeah,
showing.
my
You were
is
saying.
named Shiv. Yeah, so
Yeah.
correct this.
According to me, my name is Shiv.
Okay, perfect. Perfection. Okay, that's the correct sentence, right? But when I'm speaking and I will say my is named Shiv, I don't know like is it right or wrong, but because I'm a beginner, I'm a learner, I couldn't speak this way because I didn't learn this language. I'm just starting my journey of learning this language. At the same time, when I'll talk to you and you will say that my name is Suman, then I would think what she said. I was saying my is named Shiv, and she's of course she's better than me. She's speaking good as compared to me. It means she's right. So she was saying that my name is Shivan. I have to say my name is Shiv, and this is how you are going to acquire subconsciously, unintentionally, right? Why people most of the time suggest like try to listen more and more, then you can acquire this language. Because before be a good speaker, one must has to be a good listener first. Okay, forget about English. For example, if you want to learn Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada, Urdu, would you will start from grammar or you will start observing people how they are speaking and then you will start speaking, then you start imitating to
But
them.
sir, if we look, if we observe the people, so we can copy. But how can realize am I right or wrong? How can realize?
That's a nice question, but by the time you would know this, that you are making mistakes in grammar as well. You know what? I will tell you honestly why I'm suggesting like people should not focus on grammar in their initial steps because When a beginner is learning a language and he is speaking English, if you would focus on his grammar, what will happen? His mind would be divided into two different parts. Now, what are these two parts? Number one, whatever topic he has to speak about, he would think about the content, what I have to speak. Okay. Or if it is a question, so he would think about the answer, what I have to answer. Right. At the same time, the second part of mind would think about, am I speaking right? Am I speaking wrong? Shall I use have, had? Should I start from should or could? Would or shall? So the mind would be divided into two parts. Now, how one sailor can cross the river by sailing in two different boats. Okay, to some extent he can sail, but at some certain point he has to decide only one boat. Then only he can cross the river, right? And same goes with this thing. Until unless you are not going to organize your thoughts in a systematic manner, and you're not going to align, how can you speak in an effective and amazing way, right? I'm not saying grammar is not important. Of course, I do accept that grammar is the soul of English, backbone of English, and base of English. Without grammar, we can't speak a single sentence. That's correct. But I'm suggesting to people who have just started their journey of learning this language.
But
Because
sir,
if they would
initially,
focus on
according to
grammar, they are
me,
not able
initially
to
stage
express
is,
themselves.
yeah, according to
Sorry,
me,
good.
initially stage is very important. So I have a one question for you. When you start like a initially stage student, like a beginner student, so what do you teach first? As like first
Vocabulary.
thing, vocabulary, and
Vocabulary. Yeah.
after that,
Okay, after vocabulary, I always try to make them understand how they can connect with those vocabulary and make a sentence. Some basic sentence. I start from hi, hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Then, how are you? How are you? That like basic sentence. I never teach them like how are you, like subject, then verb, then object. No, it's not going to work. Because honestly speaking, there are so many institutes who have started teaching English by the grammar first. And after completing the course of 3 and 6 months, ask them what you have learned. He would be blank. He can tell you the grammar, but he can't speak English. Now, what's the point of learning those grammar rules that you are not able to implement while spoken English? Okay, fine. When it comes to written examination, writing something anywhere, if you want to become English teacher, you want to become English trainer, you want to crack IELTS exam, you are preparing for any uh, job, or you have to give any written examination, there you must have grammar knowledge, honestly. But when it comes to speaking, in initial stage, you don't need to focus on grammar. Let me give you one more example. I am boy. इससे आप क्या समझते हैं? Would you mind if you tell me? Can you translate in Hindi? I am boy.
मैं एक लड़का हूँ.
Okay, fine. You got my point, what exactly I want to say, right? Okay. Is this sentence correct? I am
I am
boy.
a, sorry.
I am boy. Is this sentence correct?
Yes,
Sure?
I am a boy now.
No, I said I am boy. 3 words. I am boy. That's it. Is it right?
No, we have to put
Well,
the article before noun.
exactly. Before we definite noun, we need to use article E. Right? In case of the word start from vowel, we need to use article N. Right? So
Hmm.
when I said I'm boy, you got my point. मैं एक लड़का हूँ. For understanding, that's totally fine. But if you write the same sentence somewhere, you're not going to get the full marks. This sentence would be wrong, and you will get 0 just because of that single article A. Correct? So in written English, I would say you must have grammar knowledge undoubtedly. But in spoken English, you don't need in initial stage. Once you reach on that level where you feel comfortable, you are not feeling introvert, you're not feeling shy and hesitant in order to communicate with people, then you can start consuming grammar rules, right?
Mhm.
And even on that case as well, I would not suggest that you have to learn all the grammar rules because no one use all grammar rules. We just
No,
need to focus on
all,
basic
you know,
rules.
according to my perceptions also, this is not a very necessary like a whole grammar part. Just we have to like we have initially stage, so we have to prepare only tenses and preposition. I think this is very important for beginner.
Agreed.
Okay,
And again,
so
if I would
okay, sir,
say,
I would
if you wait for master in grammar, so you are not able to learn this language. So whatever grammar knowledge you have, just start from that, and subconsciously you're going to enhance it. Yes, over to you.
yeah.
Time is
Actually, I
going
would
long.
like to
Okay.
ask you, if as like you told me, I'm not teach tense. I'm not using tenses while you're giving class. So, your student comfortable with you?
Those who want to learn spoken English, they all are comfortable. Those who wants to become English teacher or who wants to crack any government examination, they are not comfortable. But for them, I do have some basic knowledge of grammar that I'm teaching to them. But I'm not. I haven't start teaching grammar to anyone in my in my initial stage. Never. Because
Okay.
if I would teach
So
grammar to them,
those
I'm not
students
able to make
have
them good speaker.
okay. So those students are not able to understand what are you teaching. So how can you explain them?
Uh, I think you heard about the terminology evaluation. Have you heard about it?
No,
Evaluation?
no, I didn't.
Okay, fine. Evaluation is something that when some beginner will come to me, first of all, I have to evaluate them. I need to check the level of their English first. What is the standard of English they have? Because when I'm saying beginner, beginner doesn't mean that beginner. No, there are so many types of beginner. Beginner who don't know ABCD, beginner who know ABCD but they don't know how to make sentence, how to speak words. Beginners who know how to speak words but they can't frame sentences. Beginners who can frame sentences but they frame wrong sentences. Beginners who frame right sentences but their sentences are so basics, and likewise. So even though in beginners there are so many varieties and categories,
Yeah, you are right.
according to their level, I need to deal with them. I need to give suggestion to according to their level first. In your case, if I would start telling you that you have to learn ABCD, and then I would tell you that after ABCD you have to learn vocabulary, how मतलब कैसे होता है, where मतलब कहाँ होता है, what मतलब कहाँ होता है, so it doesn't make any sense, right? Because you are talking about agra, I was talking about ghagra, right? So that doesn't make sense. I need to guide you and I need to give tips and tricks according to your level. So this is what a teacher has to do in his initial stage of teaching.
Okay. Thank you so much for explaining.
Most welcome, ma'am, and please don't get take it in a personal way. It's just a general statement that I have been suggesting and guiding to those students who have been learning this language for long. But
Yeah.
it depends on individual. As I said again, that it depends on the individual according to his purpose. He has to dive